Morning. Where have you come from? Did you swim across the water? How did you get here?
Helicopter.
Helicopter. Okay, that's a good answer. Good. Where are you from? Where are you gentlemen from? Belfast. Longford. Go away. You're across the water. Where are you from? Mata, where are you from? Rotterdam. Okay, Holland. Where are you from? Indian lady there. I don't know your name. Where's she from?
London.
London. A long way. Came all the way from London. Belfast. Okay. And you ladies are from Ukraine. Oh, from Ukraine. Where are you from? Mataji? Indian Mataji. I don't know the name. It's difficult to point out. Chick, chick, chick. Where are you from? Belfast also. Okay. And where are you from? Dublin. They let you in, huh? And no security check. You have security here. No security. You need security on the island. Got to make sure you know who's coming here. Where are you from? Galway. Another Galwayan. His local body.
Florida.
Florida. Well, he's kind of here now. He's flown from Florida to this remote. We got a moat around the island already. It's a remote now. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Mullingar.
Where?
Mullingar. County Meath.
Mullingar.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, Ireland. Yeah.
This beautiful golden arch.
Oh, wow. Hare Krishna, thank you. Wonderful. Where are you from? Dublin. He's Dublin. He's Dublin. You're from across the water there. I saw you before. Where are you from? Belfast. Another Belfaster. Where are you from?
Dublin.
He doesn't know where he's from. He has no idea where he's from. He's from everywhere and anywhere. Dublin. Where are you from? Huh?
Vidor.
Goloka Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Whoa. Must have come down with Radharani for her birthday. From Ukraine or Russia or where?
From Ukraine.
Ukraine, okay. There we go. Filling in. And Tulsi, you're nearby. Prahlad nearby. Oh yeah, not too far away. And that's about it, isn't it? Everyone else is pretty nearby.
No, I like it on the floor.
Huh. Well, we've just flown in from England, but we're in France mostly. And we were in England for a few days, so we're fortunate to be here on Radhastami, our first ever time in Inish Rath, in Govindadweep, at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Govindaji and Gornitaiji, and all of you wonderful devotees for Radhastami. Hari Bol. I was here for Janmashtami one time.
You were here for Radhastami, Maharaj.
Well, I was here for Janmashtami. I can't remember your
You were
brother.
here for Radhastami.
Oh, I was? He got a good memory, see? Oh boy. How old are you? What's your age?
25. I'll be 70 in December.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't hit 70 yet. Coming up to 70. And where's Krishna Kripa? His coat's here. He's become unmanifested. Just now coming. Yeah, well, he's flying everywhere. He's kind of from somewhere in America. God knows where.
Alachua.
Yeah, sometimes New York. Huh? Oh, where?
She just disappeared.
She also disappeared. Be careful, it's like devotees are disappearing here. There's some kind of
The remote.
Bermuda Triangle or something. Inish Rath Triangle. Lough Erne Triangle. Whoop.
That would be a good idea.
Oh, don't say that too loud, please.
Everybody disappears.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, today being this auspicious day of Radhastami, and as was mentioned by Rohini, that we had quite a long session this morning, which was mostly the basic subject matter which we hear about from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Tattva of much as we can digest at least, or as much as explained, about the divine position of Srimati Radharani, which is unknown to most people in this world, completely unknown. They've never heard of her. And even those who've heard of Radharani generally have a very shallow understanding, misconceptions, whatever it is, but Krishna may be, you could say, difficult to understand by any means, but Srimati Radharani is even more confidential. Krishna keeps her very confidential. Only for those who are in pure, unalloyed, loving devotional service, without any discrimination, without any prejudice, without any material desire, with no interest in any form of sense gratification, and no desire to see oneself in the center, but exclusively put Krishna in the center of their lives. For such exclusive devotees, the mystery of Srimati Radharani, she may, by her causeless mercy, reveal to us. We can simply pray on this day, pray with all of our hearts, that somehow or another that she would bestow a drop of her mercy. Little tiny grain of dust from her lotus feet is enough to devastate all of our material lives. Doesn't sound very nice, but we don't mean it in that sense that you probably took it. But release us from this illusion that we're in of seeing ourselves for anything but the eternal servant of the servant's servant, of the maidservants of Vrindavan, whose only life is to please Krishna, to bring pleasure to Krishna. This is our only aspiration, and we should pray to Srimati Radharani that we may serve such great Vaishnavas, great devotees, who are fixed in this, fixed in their constitutional position of understanding our relationship with Radha and Krishna. So let us pray today for Srimati Radharani's mercy. She is an ocean of mercy, even though she may be extremely confidential in one sense, for sure. But her mercy is being made available by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. Radharani's mercy is now showering the world. We simply have to take it, chant the holy names, render humble devotional service to the Vaishnavas. So we're going to begin by a famous song. It's called Radhastami. But first we'll offer our prayers to Srimati Radharani. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. So way back, I don't know the year, maybe 69, I think it was in Seattle, Srila Prabhupada introduced this song on Radhastami and said we could sing it. So we will sing this song. Prabhupada, we'll hear what Prabhupada said about it first. He spoke a commentary on this particular song, and we'll read it. It's on the song. Prabhupada's comment. This song was sung by Rupa Goswami. If we want to understand the confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna, is that some Morse code? They're washing us. They're washing us. Okay. We have to go through Rupa Goswami, the most confidential associates of Lord Chaitanya. We have to hear from them. So they came into this world, these great devotees. They are eternal associates of the Lord. But they're more than that, you could say. They are personally intimate assistants in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna as manjaris. So they come into this world to shower the world with songs about Govinda. Right? We can hear that in the Goswami Ashtakam. They shower the world with songs about Krishna. So this is one of those songs. It was sung by Rupa Goswami himself. He is the real person, actual person, Prabhupada says, to understand Radha and Krishna. So he says, all glories to Radharani. All glories to Radharani. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayate. She is so dear to Krishna. We have plenty of deer here. There are plenty of deer in Vraj also, in Vrindavan. They do remind us of Radharani. They do remind us of Radha Krishna. They remind us of Lord Chaitanya. But sometimes one of her names is like a deer. Harini is like a deer. She is so dear to Krishna. No one is more dear, as we heard this morning. This is why Prabhupada many times said, don't try to see Krishna. Is that the mood of the Goswamis? In one sense, yes. In one sense, no. But what did Prabhupada say we should do? Don't try to see Krishna.
Act in such a way as Krishna wants to see you.
Yes, act in such a way that Krishna will happily, he'll glance upon us. He'll be happy to see us. So what's the best way? There's a very big vista here. I can't. I got little, like pig eyes, little short things. I can only see in front of me. I've got these beautiful lotus eyes or something. What's the best way that we can, what does it mean to act in a way that Krishna will see you or us? What attracts Krishna the most? Huh? Pardon? Okay, that's the methodology which the Lord, Radha and Krishna manifest themselves in that form of the holy names. As the Maha Mantra, this is none different than Radha and Krishna. Can you believe it? We take it for granted, don't we? We're singing Radha Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radha Radha. We're not singing like that. We're singing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We sometimes forget that this is actually, this is the way that we can approach them. Okay, so put it in a more personal, that's very personal, that's completely personal, but a little bit more, you could say, person to person. The best way that Krishna will notice you. Let's, Prabhupada will give an example, huh? Have any of you got pet dogs? I know, I'm sure there's a couple of dogs. There we go. Great. Oh, they're not here. Oh, dear. But there are two little dogs that run around here. I don't know if they belong to anyone or they're just wild dogs.
They belong to the temple president.
Do they? Okay. Where's the temple president?
He lives in a house next to the temple, and his dogs run around in the fence that surrounds his yard and the house.
There you go. So whoever the temple president, I don't know, maybe he's still in the room. I haven't seen him since I arrived.
Disappeared.
Disappeared. He disappeared. He's another one that disappeared. Oh, he's reappeared again. Okay. So whoever they are, they're some pet dogs. Now, what do they say? If you want to please a man, you have to?
Love his dog.
Love his dog, or please his dog. Any gentleman, the most dear person to him is his dog, isn't it? Every gentleman loves his dog. Yep. And if you want to please the gentleman, you have to please the dog. So we're not, don't get me wrong, we're not using that as a literal example. We're an example, yeah, but not an exact comparison. But the most dear person to Krishna is Radharani. So if you want to please Krishna, what have you got to do?
Please Radharani.
Please Radharani! Haribo! And how are we going to please Radharani? Not by singing Radhi, 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 Radhi. No.
Krishna's name.
Krishna's name, right? We're here to please Radharani. Why are we here to please Radharani? Don't worry, I'm not doing one of those acts. warm in here, isn't it? It's all of you here. You're to blame for this. It's all fired up. What's this? So to please Srimati Radharani is the most dear thing. So what pleases Radharani? I mean, there are many things you can say, but in this world, what really pleases Radharani? Pardon?
Can you bring lovers to Krishna?
Ah, very good. When we do everything we can to connect ourselves, of course, but everyone else that we can to Krishna. That's why Lord Chaitanya's come. That's what it means. Radharani is the compassionate nature of Krishna. She's an expansion of Krishna. Everything's an expansion of Krishna. She's a female expansion. And naturally the female's heart is very soft, compassionate, supposed to be. They didn't hear that. It's okay. Compassion. You cannot tolerate to see anyone suffer. Not physically, but because they're separate. All of our problems are because we're separated from Krishna, that's all. We heard this morning, I asked, maybe yesterday, not today, we heard last week in Leicester that one devotee was giving class and he gave the origins of the word sin. And it comes from a German root, which means to be separated from. To be separated from. It's a sin to be separated from Krishna. Zondan. London? I said London. London is definitely separated from Krishna.
The word sin comes from zondarn. It means to separate.
Yeah, to separate, exactly. So the whole idea is, people are suffering because of sin. The sin is we've separated from Krishna. So Radharani, naturally she's feeling distressed. That Krishna's parts and parcels have gone away. What would you think about it if your child disappeared? You'd be very disturbed, right? Very, 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 very terribly disturbed, devastated. The best thing to bring happiness to you, what is the best thing anyone else could do to you to give you happiness if your child is gone? What will bring you happiness?
Return, bring them back.
Some or another, to try to get that child back to the parents, isn't it? And that's what preaching means. That's what Lord Chaitanya's come for. We heard about the internal aspects this morning, but the external aspect is to bring everyone back to Godhead. We sometimes forget what we came here. We may not have thought like that when we came, but that's actually what it is. And Radharani is constantly in this mood of how to increase Krishna's pleasure. That's all she's thinking about. How to increase the pleasure of her beloved. You're not thinking of her own pleasure. Devotee thinks, let me go to hell. They don't care. I just want to see my beloved's pleasure increases. That's what this mission's for, to increase Krishna's pleasure. We're not quite used to this. We're used to thinking of our own pleasure, aren't we? Generally. Is that right? In the material world, I mean. Maybe not. But that's the general mood of those in this material world. My pleasure. What pleases me? So this movement is quite revolutionary, to say the least.
Well, my mother used to say, first God, then God, then God. Then the others, then the others, then the others, then yourself.
Pretty far out, huh? She had it.
Good mother.
She had a good way round. A good way round. Because you have to also, could take that a little further. Definitely, that's absolutely correct. But how to put God first? What it means to put God first. That's another secret, isn't it? How to put God in the center. How to really please Him. And this is a mystery unknown to most people. Even those who know about something, they say they do, about Krishna. Oh yes, I also worship Krishna. But they generally don't know the secret of bringing pleasure to Krishna. The deepest secret, as we heard this morning. The most pleasing thing to Krishna is this relationship, this Madhurya Ras, this conjugal, which is personified and perfected in the form of Mother, of Srimati Radharani. We'll read on. She is so dear to Krishna. Krishna. Everyone is trying to love Krishna. And that can be taken literally in the spiritual sense of the term, or we could say in a term where others see themselves separate or unaware of Krishna. Nothing is really separate from Krishna. Everything of this world is nothing but an expansion of Krishna. Our bodies, our minds, our very self, the world around us. Everything is a perversion of his internal energies in this world, no matter what it is. So in one sense, everyone's trying to love Krishna, indirectly or directly. But Krishna, Prabhupada says, what is he trying to do? If you have eyes, you can probably read it. What is Krishna trying to do? Everyone's trying to love him. What is he trying to do? He's trying to love somebody. Who is that somebody? Now, how great she is. Just try to understand, Prabhupada says. Everyone, the whole world, the whole universe, all living entities, they are trying to love Krishna. Everyone's looking for Krishna prema. We're looking in the wrong place, of course, in this world. We're looking for prema or bliss, pure happiness, pure love in this world. We will not find it. Lord Chaitanya describes prema pumarta mahan. This is the objective goal, to love Krishna. Prema for Krishna. And Rupa Goswami describes that you are distributing Krishna prema. Who's he talking to? Rupa Goswami is talking to who? Excuse me? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Guratvishe Namaha. He's talking to Lord Chaitanya, isn't he? You, my Lord, are the most magnanimous form of Godhead. No other form has ever given what you are giving. Krishna said, surrender unto me. But you are freely distributing Krishna Prema through this Sankirtan movement. This is a very special opportunity. It's unique, completely unique. So Krishna Prema is so valuable. So valuable. Krishna doesn't give it easy normally. Lord Chaitanya is very mercifully giving the opportunity. That doesn't mean that's the end, that's the beginning. You have to take it, but we also have to cultivate it. The process leading to Krishna Prema. So Krishna Prema is so valuable. But Krishna is after Radharani. He's after Radharani. She controls Krishna. As we heard this morning, she's Madan, Mohan, Mohini. Krishna is Madan Mohan, the attractor of Cupid. Everyone's attracted. But Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. He's the attractor of Cupid. Can you imagine? She's the source of all the female concerts. It's the source of all that, basically speaking, which brings Krishna pleasure in this way. Just see how Radharani is great. Just try to understand the greatness of Radharani. Therefore, she is so great, and we have to offer our respect. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayate. How she is. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Tarini. Tarini means young girls. You'll see the pictures. They are all young girls. But all of the young girls, she is the most beautiful. As we heard this morning, we're all chasing after the reflections of the beauty of the spiritual world. I want, just like Ravana, he captured a reflection of Sita Devi. He thought it was the real thing. It wasn't the original Sita. Just a creation identical of Sita Devi. Everyone's trying to imitate Krishna, to be the enjoyer. Men are chasing beautiful girls. The girls may be chasing men or whatever people do nowadays. Everyone's chasing something which they perceive as beautiful. That beauty is emanating from Krishna, perverted in this world in its various forms. But Radharani is the most beautiful. She captivates beauty personified in the form of Krishna. You'll see the pictures. They're all young girls, the gopis. They're always ever fresh. They are ever young. You don't see old pictures of Krishna with an old man with a long beard, walking stick. You know.
Or
wrinkles.
Like an old white man with a beard and a toga, like
yeah, exactly. Oh, you don't see that. Krishna is always blissful, isn't he? He's always enjoying his relationships with his pure devotees. And they don't look old. Even the queens of Dwarka, they're always fresh and useful. Always ever useful. No, Navayovanam, ever useful. In the spiritual world. Only in the material world, the reflective forms appear to grow old. Manu, are you getting old? You shaved your hair this morning? Losing your hair?
Just my reflection.
Yeah, your eternal spirit. So many of us have grey hairs, wrinkles, no hairs, bald, losing your hairs, teeth falling out, struggling with everything. Arthritis, rheumatism, this thing, that thing. Isn't it? Leela Shakti? You look younger than you did last time I saw you. You're getting younger. Every day. Actually, devotees, if you're more connected with Krishna, although the body may be aging, but you can see there's a usefulness inside, isn't there? There's a life. It's like jolly. Mahavishnu Goswami said, a devotee, when they become jollier, it's one of the symptoms that, Krishna conscious. You're always jolly. Where are you going?
Just going to show the guest to where the washroom is.
Pardon?
I'm going to show the guest where the washroom is.
Oh, good idea.
Back in 2 minutes.
Okay. Get your watches out. 2 minutes. Haribo. Become joyful. It states in the Bhagavatam, when describing of Puranjan, when King Prashni Bharshat, Puranjan is getting old and fearful, death is coming on your doorstep. It's not very attractive. It's not a very nice future. So most people get miserable, unhappy, speak of all the physical ailments, but they become disturbed and fearful. They may show it or may not, but inside that fear is lurking. A devotee, one who's actually connected to Krishna, as his body ages, becomes happier and fearless. Nice to look forward to. Huh? But we have to connect with Krishna. We connect to Krishna through Radharani, through the Parampara, through Lord Chaitanya and the Parampara, through surrendered devotional service. It's what attracts Krishna, unalloyed devotion. If we want to attract Krishna, not our compromised service or our adulterated service or our conditional service or our time serving. I go to the temple, yes, I worship Krishna once a week, I do my prayers, Krishna, please give me this, please give me that. It may be an element. You did it! You're on time! I didn't know Irish people could keep time. You proved me wrong. You've been away from Ireland too long. Was that a good idea? Huh? I don't know what you were referring to when you said good idea. Are you good friends?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it positively.
He's only got my best interest at heart.
Yeah, I can see that. The lake's just over there. You know how to swim, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You are distributing Krishna Prema, Lord Rupa Goswami said. Therefore, Krishna Prema is so valuable. You see the pictures, they're all young girls in the material world, young girls, beautiful young girls. We're captivated by it. I was reading one of our godbrothers, I thought it was a new one. His name was, what's his name? Puridas. He passed away 3 years ago, I think. 3 years ago, one godbrother. Prabhupada said. Puridas. Puridas is called. I don't know him. From America. And I just read the article this morning. It was in Dundavats, but it was actually 3 years old. Passed away in 2021. And anyway, the devotee was, I think it was Puridas, was saying that when he was a young devotee, he saw this, he was in China, he saw the most beautiful girl he'd ever seen in his life. He was very difficult to control his senses. Very difficult. Young man. Then he saw her eating little birds. He thought, oh my God, this is disgusting. And he kind of, backed off. There Krishna conscious, a little drop of Radharani's mercy in the form of a little understanding, that this is disgusting. The so-called beauty of this world, how deep is the beauty? How deep is it? You take the skin off the body, how beautiful is it then? Huh? You skin them alive. How beautiful are they? Huh? You might be Miss World. What do you think? Huh? Miss World, take the skin off. What is she? Is she still Miss World? Woo! Scream your head off. Run a mile. This is terrible, isn't it? The skin is so thin. But it's amazing how Maya packs. It's like buying an article. Huh? It's packed up so nicely, wrapped up so nicely. And what's inside you don't know until you open it exactly. You think it's maybe, but it's not necessary. You go for the wrapper. You go for the advert. You go for the skin. Skin. Love is skin deep. Huh? Certainly wouldn't love them. I love your eyes are so captivating. I don't look at the ladies, and I'm not one of them, but your eyes are so captivating. So captivating. Oh, you like your eyes. My heart is captured. Okay, here you go, have one. You run a mile. Or your teeth, pull them out. Here, have them. Skin, hair, pull the hair out. It's amazing how Maya has made it in this way, that we're captivated like this. We're really overwhelmed. Radharani is not like that. Her body is not material. Her whole existence is absolutely Ladini Shakti, full of bliss, bringing unlimited pleasure to Krishna. They're not mundane. We try to compare them to mundane personalities. Because of our experience, we think it's something like that. It is not. She is the most beautiful. She is enchanting to the young girls also. They all want to be around her and serve her in her love for Krishna. She's so beautiful, Gokula Taruni. Damodarati Varanaveshe, and she always dresses her so nicely. She's always dressed so beautifully. Her dress is to please Krishna. We normally see Radharani dressed in blue. That's her. She may dress in any color, but she's commonly dressed in blue, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Common. You can say, well, why? Well, because Krishna's blue. But why is Krishna blue?
There's no reason for it, because Krishna has causes.
Well, Prabhupada, that's the fact. But Prabhupada answered that. He said, because his devotees like blue. He's blue because he wants to please his devotees. And the devotees they're dressing to please Krishna. So Radharani is golden, but she dresses in blue. It's like the color of a football team, You wear the blue color of the team or whatever it is. Oh yeah, you got it. You got the realization we're looking for.
Yeah, hold on. So I think I can comprehend it. So basically,
Oui, oh, français.
Krishna
Parlez-vous français,
has
monsieur?
blue skin but he wears golden clothes, and Radharani has golden skin and wears blue clothes.
Yay! You got it. Spot on. Da-da-da. It's very simple. It's very simple philosophy, isn't it? It's not so complicated. You just have to know what Krishna wants and do it, that's all. What's the problem? Krishna consciousness is so simple. It's too simple. People can't get it. Just find out what Krishna wants and do it, that's all. What's the problem? None. Okay, good. And we learn what Krishna wants from Radharani and her assistants and all the way down through the parampara. She dresses so nice. She dresses so nice. Whatever color it is, whatever way it is, all she's thinking, will this be pleasing to Krishna? Sometimes you get a glimpse of that when you're a kid, when you're a youth. The boy might think, oh, what are we going to do to capture this girl's attention? What does she like? And the girl is thinking, how can I behave in a way that will capture the boy, attract the boy? They may think, that doesn't last long. But then in the youthful stage, it's like that. When they get married, it doesn't always go along that line of thought. But that's there in the beginning. But that's always there. This is an eternal principle. She's ever increasingly wanting to increase Krishna's pleasure, and Krishna ever increasingly wants to please Radharani. When she's happy, when she sees Krishna happy, that's her happiness. And when Krishna sees her happy because of his happiness, she becomes ever increasingly happy, and that increases Krishna, and it goes ever increasingly, like 10 million times the pleasure to see the other happy. And she always dresses nicely. That Damodar Krishna becomes attracted by her beauty. It's not that she's trying to enjoy herself. She just wants Krishna to be happy. It's like you try to do something nice for your child. You try to make some nice arrangement for your kid. You like or don't like, that's another thing. But you want to attract your kid. Nice food, nice clothes, nice entertainment, nice whatever. Nice holiday resort. For your child's happiness. Hari Nishkuta Vrindavipineshe. And she is the only lovable object of Krishna. And she is the queen of Vrindavan. I see today she's definitely the queen of Vrindavan. She's certainly the queen of here in Govindadweep. She has her crown, some kind of, is it called a crown? It looks like it's some kind of crown she's wearing today. She's definitely the queen. She's the boss around here. That's for sure. This queen of Vrindavan you'll find in Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, everyone is worshipping Radharani. Rani means queen. They're always speaking, Jai Radhe! Radharani. All the devotees in Vrindavan, they are worshippers of Radharani. Different moods of worship, we could say. Our mood is to worship her in the mood of serving her or assisting her in her service to Krishna. Hari Nishkuta Vrindavipineshe Vrishabhanudadi Navasasileke. And she appeared as the daughter of King Vrishabhanu. And her companion, Lalita Sakhi and Vishaka Sakhi, and the devotees. So on behalf of the pure devotees of Krishna, Rupa Goswami is praying, Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite. Oh, my worshipable Radharani, you are full of mercy. I am begging of your mercy because you are so merciful. Very easily you offer. Bestow your mercy, so I am begging your mercy. What is that mercy when we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What is that mercy? What are we begging? What are we begging for? To fill my belly. What are we begging for? Samosas. If you have some money, you can buy them in the shop next door. I saw they got a tray of samosas in there. You can get them there. You have to pay for them, I'm afraid. You got to give. If you want pure devotional service, you have to be willing to give something. I realized that when why Prabhupada was asking him, people should, if they can, they should give something if they want this knowledge, if they want books. They should give something. You can give free, that's okay. But if the knowledge, it's like it's said in the scripture, if you receive knowledge and you don't give some dakshin, the knowledge will not be realized. Will not be realized. It will just be theory. And it won't have an effect. And then you see also that to approach Krishna, who do you have to go through? Radharani. To approach Narayan, who do you have to go through? Lakshmi. So you have to see. We're still thinking this is mine, isn't it? This is my money, why should I give it? This is a religion, you should give free. You nonsense. They don't realize what real religion is. They've got a false concept of these things. Real religion is nothing belongs to me, everything is for Krishna only. Full stop. There's no other religion. Everything else is a means towards that. So the whole idea is that if you don't, as in knowledge, if you don't give something for the book, then why would Krishna in the form of the book reveal himself? If you haven't got anything, that's something else. But if you have something, you refuse to give it, and you want cheap. It's like Ravana almost. You know? People, if they don't, this is how Krishna reciprocates. When we give everything. Why hold back? You're going to lose everything, come on. Wake up. Every cent you've got, you're going to lose it. Every grain, and every single piece of cell of your body is not yours. You're going to lose it, right? It does not belong to us. We can use it, or abuse it, or misuse it, or lose it. But it belongs to Krishna, and it's only meant for his pleasure. That's Radha. That's the mercy we're begging for. That we can, at least come to that level of understanding. And live it, not just talk it. Give our lives like Prabhupada did and does for their pleasure. Jai Radha Govinda Ji Ki Jai. They're getting ready for their Abhishek, which we'll start the class probably after it begins. No. I don't know. We better get moving here. We haven't even sung the song yet. This is just the introduction, by the way. This is, anyway, so be it. This is good enough. This is Prabhupada's words, so it's good enough. But this is the mercy that we can realize this before it's too late. That I exist only for assisting Radharani and her assistants in bringing pleasure to Krishna. That's why we exist. And that's what this movement's for. That's why we try to spread this mission. That's why we little things that we try to sacrifice, not much, but eventually it'll be everything. Now somebody may say, oh, you are so great learned scholar. You are so great saintly person, and you are begging mercy from an ordinary girl. How is that? Therefore Rupa Goswami says, oh, this is not ordinary girl. Sanak Sanatan, Vanita Charite. This girl's description is possible to be made by great saintly persons like Sanatan. She is not ordinary. Only great learned persons can really give some description. So the lesson is that we should not treat Radharani as ordinary girl. Or Krishna as an ordinary man. They are the supreme absolute truth. But in the absolute truth, there is the pleasure potency. And that is exhibited in the dealings of Radha and Krishna. And our business is to assist in that, to bring pleasure between Radha and Krishna. And Radha's expansion, all the gopis, and Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Thank you very much. Chant Hare Krishna. So it's even earlier than I thought. It was in Montreal, August the 30th, 1968 on Radhastami. That's going back a few years, almost. How many years? Almost 55 or something like that. Long time ago, Prabhupada sang this. So let us sing together. Well, I'll sing, then you sing. Are you ready on the harmony?
Yes.
We're going to be harmonious. We talked about harmony earlier on. One devotee asked me, should I come to New Mayapur? He said, is it harmonious? I said, don't ask me. I'm not the one to ask. I've got prejudice. But we hope we'll be at least harmonious when we chant together. This is the really harmonious. This is the harmonizing feature, isn't it? The holy name. It is the holy name of prasadam. Not even prasadam doesn't always have quite the same effect. It depends. But the holy name especially brings harmony when we come together and chant. All of our envy and ill feelings and hang-ups can go away if we just absorb ourselves in the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. We used to sing this every single night in the Radhalandeshwar at the 9 o'clock arti at night. Every single night of the week we'd sing this bhajan. Not so common now. That was back in the early 70s. So we used to sing a lot of bhajans in those days. Every day we'd sing 4 or 5 bhajans a day. Specifically, everyone come together and sing. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Pastacharya Shatanya. I need a button presser. Okay, come and be a button presser. That means that on the computer, not on my shirt. On the computer. I'm not going to go. We'll look at the translation page, but I'm not going to say the translation. We've already done the purport. So when the time comes, you just press that one or that one. Either one will work. But I'll put my thumb up when that is the time. Okay. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate 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 Gokula Dwarane Mandala Mohite Gokula Dwarane Gokula Dwarane Mandala Mohite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Damodara Rati Vadana Veshe Hari Nishkupa Vrindavineshe Rati Vadana Veshe No. I'll put my thumb up when the time comes. Damodara Rati Vadana Veshe Hari Nishkuta Vrindavineshe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Gokula Dwarane Mandala Mohite Gokula tarini mandala mohite. Shabanu dari navashashile lalita sakiguna ramita vishate. Shabanu dari navashashileke lalita sakiguna ramita vishake. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate. Gokula Tarune Mandala Mohite. Gokula Tarune Mandala Mohite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate. Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite. Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite. Gokula tarune mandala mahite. Gokula tarune mandala mahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Bolo! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Go Premanandi. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Radhastami ki jai. If we have a few more minutes, I don't know if we do. We have a few more minutes, Ma Mantra?
They're ready, but if you want to continue.
Well, maybe just a few minutes, if that's okay. Is it all right? We're not it's not the end of the world if we go over time, is it? It's not like Armageddon or whatever they call it, or something was going to happen. Huh? Anyway, we're here, we're on an island, we don't have to worry about that. You can't go away anyway. It might start raining in a minute anyway.
It already did.
Oh, it did already, so don't worry. I'm sure it'll rain again.
Go.
So normally, of course, today, being the appearance day of Radharani, it's more than just a historical event or a story about a mystical appearance of the divine internal potency personified of Govinda. It's more than that. And I mean, what can we say? Here's a few snippets about her birth. Srimati Radharani's glorious birth occurred on the 8th day of the bright moon in the month of Bhadra. That's the deity of Radharani, if you don't know who it is. That's today, by the way. This is the 8th day of the bright moon. I'm talking about Bhadra in about 8 days' time, or less, 7 days to be exact. 1 week today is Bhadra Purnima. And I don't know what it means to you in Ireland. If it means anything to you in Ireland at all or not, I don't know. But it should do. Not that it should do, but it would be good if it did. What happens on Bhadra Purnima, and many things may happen, but what in ISKCON, now at least, what is one of the major occurrences on Bhadra Purnima?
Distribute Srimad Bhagavatam.
Ah, you got it. Nail on the head, right on the nail there. You had enough to drink this morning before you come up. You must have had a good drink in Dublin before you came up here. Filled the tank. Right on the spot there, right on the dot. So what does that mean? Distribute Srimad Bhagavatams. That's a question and a half, isn't it? Probably means you've got to try to do it. That's one thing, isn't it? Probably means you've got to do it. Probably means you may have to have Bhagavatams to do it with. At least you have to have the will to distribute them. And the consciousness, the awareness. Krishna, another aspect of Krishna consciousness, not only is it so simple, as we heard earlier, it's also simple because it's just common sense. In another way, becoming conscious, becoming aware. Common sense is a very rare item, by the way, but it's not that complicated. Not that complicated understanding it. Perhaps it is when we're completely entrenched in the material world. But in terms of Bhadra Purnima, have you got Bhagavatam sets here?
We've 100 ordered for Ireland, but they haven't arrived yet.
They'll arrive by next Bhadra Purnima, next year maybe? Yeah, maybe by next year.
We have Srimad Bhagavatam 1-1s.
You have Srimad Bhagavatam 1-1, okay, it's a good start.
You can sell a
I was trying to get Krishna books, but I couldn't find any Krishna books available anywhere. Okay, well, I went to the shop and asked if the Krishna books, but the young lady said she didn't speak English, so she couldn't understand my question. But I couldn't see any there in the bookshop. But it's a good idea to have them available as much as we can. It's difficult for people to get them if we don't have them. So try your best as a team, as a unit, the whole Irish Yatra, to get it together, to to get Prabhupada's books as much as you can. I'm sure it's work in progress.
We've ordered the Krishna book anyway, so
Good. So it's on its way. But think about it for next year's Bhadra Purnima. Last year in Holland you didn't have any sets of Bhagavatam, so they were distributing Krishna books, you see. And the year before, and 2 years before in France, we didn't have any sets at all. We had Krishna books, but we had no Bhagavatam sets. So we sold 200 sets without having any sets. 200 sets in advance. And we got the sets, maybe a year later, 6 months later, whatever it was. And then we delivered all those sets. So that's another way you can do it. The spirit of wanting to see that Srimad Bhagavatam changes people's lives. When it enters into the home, your home is never the same again, so be careful. I'm not saying in what way it's not the same again, but it's actually the appearance of Srimati Radharani in your house. In the literary form, Radha and Krishna appear there. So this distribution, I'm not going to get into a pitch mood today. Sometimes we do. But I don't know, what's your quota in Ireland for the Bhadra Purnima?
we said 20.
20 what?
20 sets of
20 sets of Bhagavatams. Well, somehow or another. That's great. So if anyone hasn't, and I'm sure not everyone in this room has a set of Srimad Bhagavatams. I'm sure you don't. Looking around the room. Does that mean yes or no, Leela Shakti?
Yes.
You do have a set. You have one set. But I'm sure you know somebody who doesn't. I'm sure you do. Maybe your next door neighbor, or your vicar, or whatever. Somebody doesn't have one. There are millions of people who don't have a set of Bhagavatams in their home, in the human beings, billions of them. Only a handful have got sets. And maybe many of us here. But if you haven't got one, please take this opportunity. This is where you get Radharani's mercy on this day. She's showering her mercy. If you book a Bhagavatam set, see Manu Prabhu. Put your hand up, Manu, if you don't know who he is. This is Manu. He's the source of all the universal laws, so the laws of mankind. So this is a law on this day. You've got to please Radharani. One of the best ways you could do that is to sponsor or purchase a Srimad Bhagavatam set, I can assure you. So Srimati Radharani, she appeared on that, on this day today, the eighth day of the bright moon in this month. Although generally not full on that day, the moon appeared full to celebrate Radharani's appearance in this world. Everything became full, everyone became blissful. We'll hear later on, I'm not going to go into it. I did see a what do you call it, a prelude or something of the upcoming puppet show, and you'll see for yourself something wonderful pastimes. I'm not going to say which ones. I'm not going to go into pastimes, we don't have time anyway. Sri Radha's age is in the middle of the Kishore period. He's youthful. Just as previously, Krishna's age was increased by half again, so Radha's age is increased to 14 years, 2 months, and 15 days, and she always appears at that age, whatever that is. And that's her birthplace. It's called Raval. It's in Gokul, or Maban, not Varshanam. It's Raval. That's where she appeared. As the daughter of, we already heard, who was her father? King Vrishabhanu and Kirtida. But then again, you hear she was the daughter of somebody else. Maybe a few others. One in particular. Who was she the daughter of? We have to say thank you to Putana for this one. Putana was the responsible for this, the witch Putana. She had a very special part to play in Krishna Leela. She's not an ordinary person.
Surya,
Huh?
no?
Huh?
Surya? Surya?
Surya? Yeah. Yes or no? Sometimes it's said like that. But in this pastime, who was she the daughter of? Believe it or not, she was the daughter of the Vindhya Mountains. As Sati, the consort of Lord Shiva, was the daughter of the Himalayas. And the Vindhya Mountains were very envious of the Himalayans for having such a beautiful daughter, so she was praying they were praying. The mountain and his wife were praying for a beautiful daughter. So Radharani appeared as their daughter. They had 2 daughters. Rukmini was also their daughter. And at that time, Putana had been given the order by Kamsa to kidnap all the baby girls. So she went there and kidnapped these 2 girls. In the meantime, the king of India, his priest, started to chant on his order a witch-killing mantra to kill whoever stole them. So they started chanting, and Putana was in the air carrying all these baby girls in her lap. And suddenly she was shaking and feeling terrible. She started dropping them all over the place. So she dropped Rukmini in Kundina, in the river there, whatever it's called. And she dropped Radharani in Raval. And others were dropped in the Jamuna and here and there. And anyway, that's the story, how Vrishabhanu found her in the field there on the lotus. And when he was going out in the field, he found her. The lotus was in the lake, and he saw this beautiful golden effulgence. You could just see the effulgence coming. And he went there and he saw this effulgent golden baby girl inside the lotus leaves, you know. And he took her as his own daughter, like that. But actually, this is all, he's the original father and Kirtida is the original mother. So anyone else who appears to be the mother or father of Radharani is nothing but an expansion of Vrishabhanu and Kirtida. That's all. Same with Krishna. Drona and Dara are expansions of Yasoda and Nanda. That's all. So this is Raval, where she appeared. This is just the scene as we saw it a few years ago, around about the little temple courtyard there. And I'm not going to show these. This is Varshana, of course. I wouldn't show that one because it's going to be breaking the fun. This is Varshana. Most people relate this to the home, particularly the home. Of course, most of the pastimes are recorded here. And sometimes people say the birth site. So I'm going to have to finish there. Unfortunately, we have a lot more to go through, especially Srila Prabhupada's talks on Radharani, so many, which we have here, and other factors too. But that will have to wait for another time. We'll leave off in Varshana, and right now, not now, still now maybe, but earlier today in Varshana, you can just imagine the scene. You can just imagine the scene on Radhastami. What's happening there today in Vrindavan on Varshana, on the hill. Countless people all absolutely going crazy. Absolutely going crazy. And I don't mean, mad, like insane or something, but crazy in devotion towards Radharani. And we can show that by trying to fulfill her desire. She came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, Radha and Krishna came in order to spread this Sankirtan movement through the chanting of the holy names. The best way to glorify Radharani today is to chant loudly, Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Ram! Hare Ram! Ram Ram! Hare Hare! Even the deer did not hear. The deer have to hear. Louder, one more time. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare! You have to see the peacocks will be dancing now. The deer will be running and jumping. The parrots will be flying in off the trees. The cows will all be mooing with their tails up. What other animals have you got around here? Squirrels.
Oh, there used to be sheep and pigs here and even a horse.
Good. Even the pigs will be grunting. The sheep will be shaking their... The horse will be jumping running around. Yeah, horses go. Whoever they are, everyone should be dancing in ecstasy. Absolutely in ecstasy that today is the appearance day of Srimati Radharani. Shri Radhastami Maha Mahotsav Ki Jai. Srimati Radharani Ki Jai. Gaura Prem. Good. So now I